Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wannan shine video namu na 19 a cikin wannan series da muke mai suna KOYI JavaScript. Kamar da na faɗa, insha Allah zan yi bayani akan JavaScript tun daga farko har zuwa gwargwado abin da ya kamata a ce mutum ya sani a ciki. Idan ba za ku manta ba, video namu na ƙarshe mun yi bayani akan else if, inda na yi bayanin cewa ana amfani da else if ne duk lokacin da kake so ka yi creating wani condition a cikin if statement naka. Yau insha Allah a cikin wannan video zan ansa assignment inda na bada a ƙarshen video na 18, inda na bada quiz assignment wanda question in is as follows. Let me just open it. Wanda this is the question that you create a question and answer 10 questions in your browser where each question carries 1 mark. So if the user answered the question correctly, he score 1. If not, he score nothing. At the end of the quiz, the total mark scores display in the browser. Good luck. Ahmad Aminu Ahmad, ESQ plus like that. So wannan shine question in da na bada cewa mutai creating question and answer na question guda 10 a cikin browser ne. Duk lokacin da each question za ta yi carry maki guda, kenan duk mutum ya answer question correctly za ta yi carry maki guda. So idan at the end of the quiz idan mutum ya answer question 5 sai ta nuna ce mai yayi scoring question 5. In question 6 ya answer za ta ce mai question 6. So shine abin da mutum zai creating. Kuma wannan assignment da na bada, duk wanda ya following video nawa tun daga farko, video na farko har zuwa video na 18, wannan assignment is like kaman kaci abun nan ne, kaci nama, sauki ga wannan assignment din sosai. So let's see how we are going to answer this assignment. I'm going to create it for you so that you get the za ku create wannan assignment. It all has to do with abubuwan da muka koya. Ka je ka kalli videos din daga farko zuwa karshe, za ga cewa duk abin da zan yi nan wurin mun yi shi kuma na koya muku yadda ake yi ne. But all you need to is to rewatch the videos from 1 to 18 sai ka zo 19 ka answer wannan question din da kanka. So this is my text editor and this is the my browser. I'm going to start the coding. So what we are going to do now, first of all, we are going to create a prompt window wanda zai ba mu inda za mu saka assignment, za mu saka question now. That's what we are going to create. So I'm going to make it as simple as possible saboda mutane su fahimci yadda za mu create wannan. So first of all, I'm going to create a variable. That variable, I will call it A, because it's going to be A to, I think it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, A to J. That will be 10. So it's going to be variable A. So I'm going to say variable A to variable J. That's what I'm going to create. And each variable will contain the question. So I'm going to create a question for A. That is question number 1. So I'm going to say var A, or maybe we'll say var, okay, A would be very easy for you. I don't want to put Q1, that is stand for question 1. Some people will get confused. So I'm just going to say A is equals to, I'm going to store the question inside variable A. So I'm going to say window dot prompt, then I'm going to ask the question. So I'm going to say question 1, Q1. I'm going to say the question 1 is going to be like let's say, who is the first prime minister of Nigeria? Who is the first prime minister in Nigeria? So I'll put question mark, then I will close it, and I will close my bracket and put semicolon. So I'm done with the question now. So what I'm going to do, because I'm asking people, I'm not giving them a choice, I'm asking them to write the name of the prime minister. So now I'm going to create a condition. We did if statement. I'm going to create a condition whereby if you answered this particular question correctly, then you scored. For example, if you answered it the correct answer, we know the prime minister is Tafawa Balewa. So I'm going to put if the correct answer is Tafawa Balewa. But before then, before I create the if condition, I'm going to create a variable. That variable, I will just call the variable result. Result. I will say result is equals to 0. That's all what I'm going to say. Result is equal to 0. I can say variable, I can say var result is equal to 0, or I can just say result is equal to 0. Whatever you create, it will work. So I'm just going to say result is equal to 0. This variable result, it means I declared a result to be 0 because we started the question now. I can put it on top because the result is supposed to be before the question. Let me just put it on top. Result is equal to 0. That means quiz in from the fresh. That means KOYI is 0. KOYI is 0. So what about question in the answer? So result is 0. Then question 1 is who is the prime minister. So I'm going to create if statement. I'm going to say if open bracket, as you know, we are going to put a parenthesis. If this is where we are going to put our condition inside if. So I'm going to say if a, that is a, question 1 is inside a, that is this a variable. If a variable is equal to, that is we want it to be exactly. If it is equals to, then I put Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. If this is equals to Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, I want a particular person to score, so I want to pass a statement. So I'm going to open the curly brackets. So inside this curly bracket, I'm going to say alert, because I want in catch answer oh, you score correctly, you are right. So I'm going to alert, let's say you are correct. Let me put exclamation and close it like this. You are correct. So if it's equals to Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, it means you are correct. That's number 1 thing that I did. Then after this, and I'm going to pass another statement, that is I want to give you 1. So already we increment abunda inza we incrementing the decrementing. Increment variables that muka the decrement. So we incrementing is like when you want to put plus plus. That's for the incrementing. Decrementing minus minus. So for incrementing, I'm just going to say result because I declared result variable. I'm just going to say result plus plus. That means if this is correct, I'm going to say result plus plus, then it's going to be 1. Because the result is 0 by default. So now it's going to be 1 because it's correct. So then I'm going to create else statement. Else, then I'll open curly brackets. Inside else, I'm going to say alert. That means idan baka answer shi da kyau ba, alert wrong. Wrong. Then I'll put exclamation, I'll close it, I'll put this. So now here, if I put this alert wrong, I'm not going to put any incrementing abunda for it, ba abunda zan samu. Ba zan samu ba saboda mi, saboda yanzu baka answer ba, result dama is 0, so definitely it will remain 0. Definitely baka ce ba, so it's just alert wrong, and we'll continue. So now there is something that I'm going to add again, which we did it, but let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me just go to browser and refresh. So now if I say who is the first prime minister of Nigeria in Nigeria, if I put, for example, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, if I put okay to say you are correct, if I put okay, then it's done. We are done with it. But if I come back and say who is the first prime minister and I say Abubakar, I made a mistake in Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, like this, it's so wrong because that's not the exact name that I put. So in order for us to make it something, even if I put, for example, Tafawa Balewa, it will say wrong because that's not the exact name that I put as the answer. So we are going to create another something again. Now we are going to put something again. What we are going to put inside our what do we call them? Inside if you can recall in our videos, inside the comparison operators, in our operators, we created this operator of this is the operator of incrementing. We did incrementing operators. So we did operator that calls O. I did that operators for you, which I said I will practice such operators when we reach if statement. That's all operators is saying that if this condition is true, or this condition is true, or this condition is true. Either of the condition, if they are true, is true. So I'm going to put that or condition, which is this, where backward slash is, you hold shift and you click on it. So you put this two of it. This two of it that you see is say if the answer is Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, or A is equals to Tafawa Balewa. So if these two, either of the two is correct, it will be correct. So let's test it and see. Let's test it and see. For example, now if I refresh it, then someone just put Tafawa Balewa, it will say you are correct, because we put two conditions, or if this or this. So now if I refresh again and I put Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, it will say correct again, because I put two conditions. Each of them, whatever you put, it will say correct, despite you didn't put Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, or you didn't put like this. So I can add another one. I can even add Sa Abubakar, because some people will put Sa Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. So you add another O. So you say A is equals to Sa Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. Some will even put only Balewa. A is equals to, I can just put Abubakar or Tafawa. No, nobody will put Tafawa. That's clear. So let's just leave it like that. Let's just leave it 3. So this means, do look at the user in yes, anything apart from either Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, either Tafawa Balewa, either Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, he scored. It will just add 1 for him. So we are done with question number 1. So let's move to question number 2. We are done with this. So now I'm going to create another variable. Then I'm going to say B. I'm going to say equals to window.prompt open bracket. Then I will say Q2. Then I will say in which continent Nigeria is located. In which continent Nigeria is located. Like this. That's the question. So here, since I created this, I'm going to create another if statement again and say if B is equals to then Africa, then what do we need to be as our statement? Instead curly bracket is going to be alert what you are correct. Then we are going to save it. Then we say result plus again, because now let me explain this incrementing operator. Now let me explain this incrementing operator. This result plus by default is 1. So if I put another one here, it means it will be what? 2, because this one is 1 and I increment 1 plus 1 is going to be 2. So I'll add another increment in here. So result is 1 is 1. But if I didn't score here, definitely it didn't add anything for me here. It's 0. But now if I score question 2, it's going to be what? 1. So I scored 1. That's what this means. So I'll just put incrementing. So I'll go to create else statement, else alert. I'll just copy this alert wrong. Just copy it, then paste it, so that for everything to be very fast. So now I'll just copy this variable. I'll just put this. Sorry. So I'll just copy this, so that I'll just paste, so that I'll just be editing this. So I'll edit C. So for the question, I'll put question 3. Then I will delete this question. I'm going to add in which year Nigeria got independence. So Nigeria got independence in which year? So definitely we are going to say 1960. So if you say 1960, you are correct. If not, you are what? Wrong. So we are done with question C. Then let's move to question 4. So for 4, we're going to say 4 then I will delete it. Let me write the question of number 4. Who is the first executive governor of Zamfara State? Yeah, so I'll ask you that question. So you are going to say, for example, Ahmad Sani Yarimam Bokura. So if you say, for example, okay, I'm going to say, okay, supposed to be this, supposed to be D. Sorry, here also supposed to put C. Sorry, so I have to really look up that. So I'll say D is equals to Ahmed. So I will say D is equals to also, if you say Yarimam Bokura, you score it. Then I can say O D is equals to, if you said Ahmad Sani only, you score it also. So I will put this so that people will understand. Then I will increment one, else I will say you are wrong. So I'm going to create E for question 5. So for the question 5 is E, then I'll say variable E. Okay, I'm sorry. Here, let me see. Variable DB, variable C here. So we have variable E. So for the variable E, I'm going to say question 5. Then I'm going to ask, let's say this question, I'm going to say, who is the governor, who is the current governor of Central Bank? So definitely I'm going to put, I'm deleting all this. Okay, let me delete this first, because someone will say, some people will say Emefele. I think this is how his name is, Emefele. I don't know. Then I'll put Godwin. Let me see, Godwin Emefele. Then I'll put E here. Then I'll delete the rest, because that's all what 2 questions, because that's the only 2 questions, 2 answers people might provided for his name. So I'll just put Emefele, E Emefele, like this. So I'll move to variable EF. I will move to F. As for variable F, going to change this to say F, then that's question 6. So I'll delete this. Then I will say sorry, I just want to put anything what is the total number of LGA in Sokoto State? So the total number of LGAs in Sokoto State is 23. So we are going to say 23. So definitely if you say 23, you are right. I'm going to put F. So we'll move forward. FG. Okay, EFG. Yeah, so G is number 7. So I'm going to say, how many surah are in the Holy Quran? So we'll say 114. If you say 114, you are right. If you say, then you are wrong. So let's continue. So I'll ask another question. Then GH. So we are H number 8. Yeah, like say 10 question. I'm going to create 10 question. Don't worry. So I'm going to say, who is the first Khalifa in Islam? So we are going to say, so for the H is going to be Sayyidina Abu Bakr. Siddiq. So many people will put a lot of the questions, so I can say H can be Abu Bakr, Siddiq, or some people will even put just Abu Bakr. or let me just put H is equals to Abubakar As-Siddiq. Some will put As-Siddiq. So you can put any thing that you think people might put as their answer, so that even if they put that particular thing, people will get it correctly. So some will even put Abubakar Siddiq, some will put Abubakar As-Siddiq, some will put even Abubakar. So I can add another one. So some will put H is equals to then Abubakar. So anything, just keep putting what you want. So we are done with question number 8. So let's move to question number 9. And number 9, I'm going to say HI. For I, I'm going to say 9. So then let's say how many juz. If I say juz, people will not hizbs are in the Holy Quran. Okay, his owner at cikin Quran. So I should be equals to 60. So someone will say 60 hizbs. So we are going to give him that, even if he says 60 hizbs, so we'll say 60 hizbs. We'll add this. Someone will say, so that's all. So someone will say 60 hizb without writing the S of the hizbs. So we are going to say 60 hizb, for example. So the rest, I'm just deleting the rest. So let's just delete it. Okay, so that's number 10. Let's do the number 10. So number 10 will be J. Question number 10. So I'm going to say number 10. Let me just put any question. What is my full name? Yawa. So what is my full name? Ni as ni. Okay. So I'll put my name. Yes. So you create your own question. I don't care whatever you are creating. You too, you put your name. So for this question 10, I'm going to, since question 10 is the last question. Question 10 is the last question. So we want something here. I'm going to create, let me just put J here. So question 10 is the last question. So after question 10, when we are done with question 10, we want question 10 to show us some things. After question 10 say you are right, then it can increment the result +1. We want it to say to show us the total result. So now we are going to create document.write, because we said we want the result to show, if you can recall the last part of the question, the total marks scores display in the words browser. So we want to see the total marks in our browser. So I'm going to say .write, open bracket, your total scores are, your total score is, then I put this, then I say plus, I concatenate it, plus result. Why do we put plus result? Because the variable result now is 0 by default, but we've been incrementing it 10 times. So it's going to, we are calling now the variable of result. We are calling it here. We want the result to be here. So that's number 1. And also, we want this document.write to also appear after it say alert wrong, to give us your total score is this. So that's what we want. So it will show us, it will display the result after you finish answering the 10 questions in tail. So that's the total quiz that we just created. So let's go and see if our quiz is working perfectly or not. So let's go back. Okay, let me refresh. So this is number 1 question. So let's see. Who is the first minister of kada? I'm going to say Abubakar Tafawa Baliwa. It's going to say you are correct. So let's say okay. Sorry, didn't say anything. So I'm going back. Okay. So now alerts wrong. Okay, let me do something. Okay, Abubakar Tapawa Baliwa, you are correct. Okay, I made a mistake. So take note. I want this to continue. The reason why it just showed us to me is because of this. I shouldn't put this. I shouldn't put this at the end of my if. Okay, here I should put it here. So let's see. No, I should have put it. I just made a mistake there. I don't know why. Because it's working now. I should have put it. Okay, so it's just showing this. I'm refreshing. It's showing this. Yeah, your total is 1. Then it's bring us back. So I should put it or I shouldn't. Yeah, like this. So let me just come back. It's okay. I just made a mistake there. I put it here. I shouldn't put it here because this is what distinct it from the entire this variable. But there is something that I put here which can make this not to appear. So let me just Control Z it. I want everything to come back to where it is. Let me just do it. Sorry, I'm just coming back so that we'll see why we get the error. Yeah. Okay, let me just put this. So I just want us to see why we have that error first. So if I answered it wrong, it will go. If I answered it correctly, so let me answer it correctly now and see. So let me answer the Tapawa Baliwa correctly and see. Abubakar Tapawa Baliwa. Okay, now everything is working perfectly. So I don't know why before it shows error. It's working perfectly and I didn't touch anything. So don't touch anything. It's because I don't know why it showed that. Don't touch anything, please. So let's move to question 2. I will put Africa. You are correct. Then question 3. In which year Nigeria out in 1960? You are correct. Then who is the executive governor of Zamfara? I will say Ahmad Yerima. Then wrong because it's not Ahmad Yerima. It's not part of it. Then I will say Sanusi Lamido because I'm wrong. Yeah. So what is the total number of LG? I will say 23. Then correct. How many surah in Holy Quran? Then I will say 114. Correct. Which is the capital of Khalifa in Islam? I will say Sayyidina Abu Bakr. Wrong because we didn't provide Sayyidina Abu Bakr there. It's Sayyidina Abu Bakr as Siddiq or other. So how many hizbs are in Holy Quran? I will say 60. Then question 6, the last question. What is my full name? Then I must answer it correctly. Ahmad Amina Ahmad. So if I press enter, it will give us the total score of marks that we got. Enter, correct. Then we score 7 out of 10. We failed 3. So this is how you create your quiz. And it's something that the people can just come, they'll start writing. When they are done, they will see their score. Then they continue. That's it. So this is all what we have done. Everything I did here, everything we did it. Watch my videos from video 1 to video 18. You can be able to do this. It's as simple as ABC. So you can do it. It's not something big, it's not something hectic, it's not something anything. Very, 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 very easy. Very easy. So try it. Anything you didn't understand, rewatch this video. Follow it. I don't want you to copy my assignment and do yours. Go back to the videos. Katara Kalam videos and from video 1 up till video number 18. You can be able to do it by yourself. Once you cannot do it by yourself, then you need to rewatch the videos again. So nan zamu insha Allah cikin wannan video namu na gaba za mu ci gaba. Da fatan Allah ka samu dace. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.